just got this G&L Asat. G&L is the company that Leo Fender had after he sold Fender in the late 60s. He then he had Music Man. I think he started Music Man, I'm not sure. He might have just been involved with that company. And then the last company, sort of building guitars, he was involved with was one he formed with George Fullerton in I think late 70s, I think. This particular one, I just bought it online and didn't really, the place I got it from didn't really have any information about it. They just knew it was an American-made Asat. So I've looked into it a little bit, and it's a 2001 model. So the first thing I want to say there is that I've never had a guitar in my hands that is in better condition that isn't a new guitar. And this is 24 years old. It's unbelievable that this is that old. So whoever had this guitar, obviously, I think it might have had more than one owner, but it obviously hasn't been played. It's like a new guitar. Really interesting colour on this. I think they call it pearl white, and it's kind of translucent, and it in the light, I don't know if this will come across on camera, but there's different sort of shades that appear in the white when you get it under the light. It's an amazing colour. So yeah, good stage guitar. However, I probably won't really use this for gigs. I suspect, I haven't really played it much at all, but I suspect I'm going to end up using this as a recording guitar, because these I think they're called MFD pickups. They're single coils, but they're big single coils, a bit like you get a P90. It's a big single coil. They're not P90s, but I think they're a similar kind of idea. They sound brilliant, and I've only just plugged this into a little Yamaha practice amp. I haven't plugged it into any sort of proper amps or recording equipment or anything, so I'm going to do that today. But just plugging into little Yamaha, it sounds brilliant. They're great pickups. So think of a Telecaster, but with a bit more oomph to it. Yeah, so the finish on this is immaculate. It's really, really smooth, this kind of glossy finish. I don't know what sort of lacquer they use, but it's really smooth. You may know about these guitars if you're watching this video anyway, but I'll just sort of tell you my thoughts on it. The machine heads are among the sort of smoothest as well that I've ever used. They turn so nicely, and they're just really very kind of high quality machine heads. They're not locking, they're vintage style slotted machine heads. Just say G&L on them. I think they're made by someone else. I think they might be made by Shallow or something like that. But they're really good quality machine heads. The neck has got a lovely feel to it. It's quite a fat neck on this one. It's a bit of a handful. It's about as big as I'd want the neck to be. I wouldn't want it any bigger than this, but it is comfortable, and I like it. As always, I've set this up well, continuously really over a few days and keep adjusting it. The nut wasn't quite right when it arrived, and so but it's getting better. It plays really well now, and there's a lot of resonance with these, and apparently it's largely due to the fact that these bridges, there's two features of these bridges, which is really clever sort of innovation that Leo Fender came up with. And this bridge has a bottom part to it, like a solid sort of metal part that you can't see at the moment, that slots into a hole that's routed out of the body. So this bridge is kind of a flat piece with a long bit that sticks down underneath. I really should have taken it off and shown you, but there's other videos on YouTube where you can see that. And so it slots into the body, so it makes it very stable. And also the strings are sending their vibrations into the body in I suppose in a better way or more effective way than on a normal guitar. So that's a really good design, and it does resonate really well. And it does, you probably can't tell on here, but it does really ring out. You can kind of feel it through the body. And another feature of this bridge, it's got a saddle lock, which is a little Allen key adjustment here, and you set the saddles how you want them for the intonation and the height and everything, and then you can just lock them in place. And I think that helps make the whole thing feel more at one with the body of the guitar. Like the string is coming onto the saddle, and then the saddle is very firmly touching all of the other saddles and the bridge, and then the bridge is very firmly touching the body of the guitar, so everything's very sort of connected. I think that's the thinking behind it. This one's got 4-bolt necks. Some of the earlier G&Ls had 3-bolt necks. What else can I tell you? Not much at the moment because I haven't had it very long, but I'm going to plug it in, and this will be my first time plugging it into anything other than a little Yamaha practice amp. So I'm going to plug it in using the Strymon Iridium that I usually use. I'll have the Cloudburst for a little bit of reverb, and I might use my Origin Effects Deluxe 61, which is kind of an old style Fender amp overdrive with a really nice tremolo built in. So I might use that a bit just to see what sounds I can get out of this. Okay, so yeah, if anyone has any information about these, by the way, or thinks they might be able to help me with finding out a bit more about this one, I've got the serial number and everything, then please get in touch, because I'd like to know more about this one. I think it's a special, Asat special, I think, because they were the ones with these pickups, but I really don't know much about them, so tell me in the comments if that's wrong. Okay, right, let me know what you think of the sounds. Just going to roll the volume down to about 7. Volume back up to 10. Okay, so that's my first sort of proper test of this G&L Asat. It sounds great. I love these pickups, and I do think it will probably be my main recording guitar. I think it's my kind of guitar. I like Teles, but I love the idea of a Tele with a bit more kind of oomph to it. People describe them as Telecasters on steroids, and it's kind of quite a good description, and I love the idea of that because I do like Teles. But this one's just got a bit more about it, and I think I've read this before I got this one, and it sort of kind of sounds like this one does this thing, but when you put the volume down to about 7, it's a bit more like a normal Telecaster, and when you put it up to 10, it's got that extra kind of oomph to the sound. I think that kind of is true, but having listened to this one just then, I'd say it's definitely lacking a bit of the kind of bite that you get with a Fender Telecaster. But that can probably be added on with pedals and EQing and stuff if you want it. So yeah, and it's probably going to be a really well used guitar by me, I think. I think it looks quite cool as well. So yeah, that's the G&L Asat, probably an Asat special, but please let me know in the comments if you know more about these than me, which is quite likely you do. If you think it's not a special, which model do you think it is? 4-volt neck, it's got the serial number on the back of the headstock, and it just says G&L Asat and then guitars by Leo in small writing. 3-way switch to MFD pickups. Yes, so let me know what you think. Thanks.